6 o'clock, meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Super quick roll call, just to confirm. Commissioner Kevin.
Here.
Commissioner Williams. Here. Commissioner Lewis.
Here.
Commissioner Whitlight.
Here.
And I see Commissioner Golden is absent.
Reports. Begin with the police report.
We got the 2 grants, so we had monies being released, we should be having it in the township accounts here within the next, say, 20 days.
Yeah, because it said 30 days, about 10 days ago.
And I'm already working on a new grant to get more equipment for the PD, zero cost of the township. It looks favorable. I'm hoping we can get that as well. Also, the new parking ticket program is in operation. We've had very little issues. And I must say that it's taken a lot of time away from the administrative end of it. Probably took 4 hours away from our guys having to do all the inputting and everything else. So it's working very well.
Thank you. Treasurer's report. I have it here. Is there anything, Spencer, outstanding on it?
Nope, nothing unusual or anything to add there.
Looks good to me. Food and zoning report.
Sent it out this morning. My
Okay.
apologies for being late.
Okay. We have copies over here.
I didn't catch it before the meeting, so I do not have it here.
Several solar permits have been issued. That seems to be on the rise.
Oh, yeah, that's happening here, right?
A lot of it, yeah.
What about complaints?
Here and there, they're not bad. Most of the residents have been responding rather quickly. There's the same problem children, they're the same problem children.
Yeah.
They've been issued some citations. It's been a little bit, but they must have pled guilty because I didn't get any notices to appear in front of Judge Fair. So those have been going pretty well.
Okay.
You know, it's standard, a lot of grass, pavement grasses, you know. So we've worked with some people on that and just pretty average, honestly.
Thank you. Sounds like you're on top of it, Chuck. Solicitor, do we have a solicitor's report? No. Okay.
Nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Engineers, we have anything new on the engineers, Spencer?
I have one brief thing. I'm gonna actually talk about it a little bit later, but we nearly have a draft. One of the things we talked about several months back is looking at our sewers and how we maintain our sewer system and looking at whether or not it might be feasible to outsource management of lift stations and the sewer system in general. The engineer has essentially a plan for that. They're not quite ready to actually put it in front of everybody because we're still in the process of drafting it. But I do think we are, sort of 95% there. So.
They have been getting a response from Urban.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Urban has been responding. We've had several face-to-face meetings, so things have been going fairly well.
Very good.
Coming along.
Township managers report.
Just a few things to add from myself. There's a lot of things here that I have here for you in writing, but a few things I just want to talk about with everyone. One of them is the Bell Street Bridge press conference that we held with Wesleyville. It was last Friday. I just thought that event went really well. It was attended by the Secretary of Transportation, Mike Carroll. Both the state reps were there, Mirsky and Harkins, that service Wesleyville and Lawrence Park. We had representation from the governor's office, representation from Senator Laughlin's office, as well as the county executive came out. So really well attended event. We did, I do feel a little guilty. It was my call, but we shut down Water Street for a small amount of time. And ultimately that was my decision for the safety of the folks that were there. So we had about 70 people there. And, I think everybody's aware that Water Street can have varying speeds, and so ultimately I thought for the safety of the people there, it was probably best that we closed the road temporarily. But ultimately, that event was really well received, and it's a good opportunity to mark that Lawrence Park and Wesleyville, PennDOT has allotted $1.106 million to this project. And they did so without any match. So, our communities were just awarded that money directly to spend on that project. And, we're excited to get started.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Come in real quick.
Sure.
I just want to bring the board's attention. I've been working with Spencer for a little while now, and I can honestly say I've been a chief for quite some time now, and I've never seen the front office run as well as it does right now. I commend him. He's done a very fantastic job, and he's a very hard worker. I just think he needs to be appreciated for that.
I certainly do. Thank you, Gene. Okay, Junior Commissioner.
I was gonna say that we did really good cleanups of the parks. Last one I took, we did a really good job. I also think we should do a trash cleanup though, help modify the park, but also clean just trash at the park and maybe get Elbow Tree Park, just because it'd be good for the ecosystem in Lawrence Park. And also good, just folk support. And then I heard you and Mr. Kemper talking about the booths inside the parks. That's great. I think we should have a high school volunteer for those, just so we can have some sort of connection between older youth and younger youth and build those relationships earlier on and just have a really good outside activity for people of all ages during the summer. I think it would be good for the high schoolers to get some experience talking to younger kids. I think for the younger kids to have a role model to look up to that's doing good things. That's actually about it, but yeah.
Well, and on your point about volunteers, we'll need volunteers both throughout the summer if anyone's willing. So send their name my way, but also during 4th of July. So we need folks. So if National Honor Society, I know they came out for the community cleanup, but if you know anybody else that's interested, feel free to send them our way.
Okay, I'll make sure to post about that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to accept reports as submitted. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Bills and payments. Motion to ratify bill payments made during May 2026. We'll need a motion to pay the bills. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
You?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. All in favor? Opposed? Approval of prior meeting minutes for May 6th and May 13th. Special meeting was on May 13th. I've looked at them. They look concise to me.
I'll motion to.
Thank you. I'll make some second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have number 8, a presentation by Joe Clark of Allegheny Financial regarding township pension fund investments.
Thank you all for having me. Nice to see everyone again. But yeah, we can go quicker, more detailed, just it's our meeting, so it's up to you. But we can start by flipping to page 2 of the presentation, really just how markets have performed this year. And we have a war going on in Iran. We have 20% of the oil supply effectively shut off, but markets are up. March, we saw a dip from uncertainty, but companies are doing well. Markets are higher, and despite the war, inflation that we all know very well. The bottom page, or page 3, shows that just bonds are working again. That even though that top left chart with the green line shows yields are a little bit higher, and that's what we've been seeing on the news. Mortgage rates are higher, which is impacting the housing market, but bonds are paying income. So even though the price is moving around a bit, every month bonds pay us yield, and that's really what hedges volatility in our overall allocations. So the page 4 is the stock market. And this is really where everything is working. So that top chart is just how different market caps have done, so different size of companies. The past couple of years I've been in here, it's been the mega cap driven world, which is the NVIDIAs, Microsofts. This year, we've seen a rotation in small cap companies are doing better. So a lot that of our portfolios are diversified. We're allocated across the globe, across market caps. And when the market was driven by effectively 7 companies, it's been difficult to keep up. This year, we're seeing the bottoming out, that investors are appreciating what's in small cap companies, and small caps are doing well again. That bottom right chart is really the inflation picture. Gas prices are up a lot this year. We all know that. Inflation came out again this morning, 4%. The Fed wants to get it to 2%, so we're going the wrong direction. It's really, we want equities are what hedge our inflation. Equities are doing well, so we just want to be disciplined, take profits from equities where we have them, and just keep the overall risk of the portfolio in line. Then page 5 is really the economy. We're a consumer-driven economy. Our GDP growth right now is driven by not only consumers, but just hyperscalers on the AI side spending money have really supported I'd say the difficulties in the economy. So on the consumer spending, it's 2/3 of the US economy. It's the upper end consumer is driving spending. So on consumer spending, if you have more money, you spend more money, you get a bigger vote. The next page is consumer confidence, which everybody gets one vote. So that is where there's a lot of weakness, where lows going back to 9%, and then we have to go back to 1980 to be around this level. So it's really demonstrating the K-shaped economy that's been talked about for a few years now, that the higher end consumer is invested in the stock markets. They have houses that are appreciating, doing very well. The lower end consumer is struggling. Inflation remains high. So my view is this rotates from politics. Everyone gets one vote in the midterms and in the general elections. So that's really what's going to change this picture. And so the next few election cycles, we know they've been ugly from the campaigning standpoint, but we might see bigger changes in the outcomes if nothing changes for this group. Really, page 7 shows this a chart I really like just to show why we don't get married to what's working now. So this is just the top 10 companies in the S&P 500 from each decade back to the 80s. So it's really, we've seen the internet come about. It was AT&T, GM, GE, were companies that were some of the bigger. IBM, the 90s that rotated. 2005, we started seeing more banks. Microsoft come on board. Financial crisis hit in 2008, which changed up a lot of the top 10. And now we've really moved into the tech AI theme. So we've gone back. There's a ton of AI investment. It's going to change the way we work. I think it's going to enhance it, not hurt every job. And we just need to be disciplined in the future and be prepared for the next change, and not just go all in what's working right now. So getting into, are there any questions on markets economy? So if we look to page 9, we can get into the funds. So the police pension fund, so your last audit showed that the funded status is well over 100%. So we're exactly what we want and we strive for. So it really tells us to not make changes and keep doing what we're doing. We don't want to take more risk and risk the funded status, but a lot of mistakes were made after 2008. Markets turned down, pension funds got very conservative, and in too much bonds don't outrun inflation. And if interest rate rise, that's a big risk. So it's really, let's keep doing what we're doing. Some minor changes that I think we should make is diversify yield more. In higher inflation, steady inflation environments, stocks and bonds move together. We want them to move different. So if we diversify where yield's coming from, we can protect on the downside, drive more consistent income over a long term, and still have the equities to. So that will start, the change is slow, so it'll be the next few months, quarters will make those minor changes in the portfolios. We flip to page 11, see that our allocation is about 60% equity. That 5% multi-asset is what you'll see expand to about 10%. And that's really where we're going to get different yield. And it's really, we're not taking more risk, we're just moving risk around and balancing the downside. So the next pages are just what funds you're invested in. Let's see, we're positive in bonds because of the income. Page 13 gets into the multi-assets that are more, there's going to be some gold in there, some different kinds of yield in there, and just funds that are protecting the downside. Then we get into equities that the top three are the large cap that have done the best in recent years. And as we move into small cap, those have been the laggards. So on the bottom of page 13 and top of page 14, the laggards for quite a few years. This year, small growth is up 18 and their small values up 15. We're seeing a lot of growth there. Even international, the best performers last year were doing very well. Through the first 2 months of the year, the war is greatly impacting Europe, especially from the energy front more than Asia, US. So Europe is underperforming a bit, but still positive returns. Any questions?
Are you going to do the same modifications to the non-uniform?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep the portfolios the same, non-uniform. We are paying out about $5,000 a month to employees that were vested in the plan and collecting on that. But yeah, other than that, so there's a little more cash, but other than that, the portfolios are very much the same. So we don't have to go through that. It's identical. So, any questions? All right, great. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Well done. Public comment. We got on the books here. Bill Postus from Lakeside Drive. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
I'm just here to ask for the commissioner's assistance in educating our drivers, the traffic flow at our intersection. The 4 families are listed there at the north end of Lake Cliff and the east end of Lakeside. And we just, if with a stop sign at Lakeside, the easterly traffic would stop and they would readily be able to see that there is a dead end. And especially at night, traffic just goes right through there and they get almost to the fence to hit the fence before they even notice. Then they have to back up or go into somebody's driveway or turn around. Traveling north on Lake Cliff, there is a stop sign, but people turn easterly on Lake Cliff only to find out that it's a dead end. And so then that causes them to have to turn around and change their direction. So we're hopeful that, you know, a direction sign at the foot of, or at the top of Lake Cliff, directing traffic to the west, that would keep that flow going that way. It would prevent a motorist from making an unnecessary turn to the right, realizing that there's nowhere for them to go. And then again, the stop sign on lake side, going westerly, it would stop the person or a driver to see that, you know, there is in fact a dead end. People that are down there, they don't know the area. Oftentimes they're very much in a hurry. You can see them just zipping through and then they pan on their brakes and then they realize, oh, I have to rearrange my traffic flow. So if we could educate them, we would save them from making unnecessary errors. Plus the fact that, you know, when they speed up, we do have children around the neighborhood. So that's our concern, is that we could make the traffic flow much safer and knowledgeable to motorists. So.
Reasonable.
Okay.
Well, is there any sign down there saying dead end or anything as you go down?
No.
Nothing there?
My intersection is similar to Dale's.
Oh, you have it.
He's
You have
got
a
it.
dead end sign on your end?
It's a no outlet.
Now, see, if we put a no outlet sign, people aren't gonna know whether it's to the left or whether it's to
No,
the
I
right.
No, I hear you.
So a direction sign,
I just wondered, I haven't been down there for a while, whether there was anything ever down there.
I think they did years ago, did finally put a stop sign. Because actually I live at the house where a car went right into the front of the house. So I don't know if that stop sign was there at that time or they put that in after the fact. But just
not sure.
making motorists knowledgeable of, you know, this is where the traffic flow should go. And I think it would be beneficial to all our motorists and for the safety of the children around the area.
Thanks for writing it up like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he will.
Yeah, the issue is that I noticed if you're coming from, traveling east on, Lakeside,
Yeah.
there's a little curve before we get to your corner there, you
Yeah.
know, and they can't see that. Once they come around the corner, it's like the dead end right there.
I
you
mean,
know?
if they start from the beginning and they're just, I mean, people are in a hurry, they don't know this area, they're looking to try to get over the golf course, or they're thinking they can cut through the golf course and then they realize, oh, I can't, and they're, you know, abruptly put on their brakes, back up real quickly, and it's just not a good traffic flow. And that's all we're trying to do is educate the motorists so we have a better traffic flow.
I'm fairly certain we have to get certification from our engineer to just even to add a sign. But that shouldn't, I mean, I'll give him a call today or, you know, just send him an email.
Yeah. You know, it's probably not gonna be 100% cure, but if it's 50 to 75% alleviates all those wrong turns, I think that's beneficial to everybody.
Do you have any, I know you and I had talked about it, was there any other concerns you had that you wanted to address?
I agree with Spencer. Also, we need to back it by ordinance because
That
we're
would
gonna
be
stop
my question.
sign.
We have to change your
Stop
ordinance for
sign,
that?
I think a stop sign needs an ordinance. If it's just a no outlet sign,
Yeah,
or
we're
that
good
we
with
just
that.
need engineer
What about a
certification.
no right turn?
I definitely think we'll have to get our engineer involved and we might need an ordinance. So
Because like you're saying, if you put, there's a stop sign obviously at the bottom of.
Going north,
yeah,
Yeah,
Going on.
right. And there's a telephone pole there that they could, just like if you drive on 12th Street to Franklin, there's an arrows going either way, you know? So I'm picturing somebody driving north on Lake Cliff, they have to stop at the stop sign and there's an arrow going this way.
Yeah.
And, oh, I'm supposed to go
Either here or going that way, no right turn or go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or even if, yeah, no right turn, you know.
Just, I'm sorry, just for info, Spencer, I did talk with, yes, forgot his first name. He's the head, groundskeeper at, the golf course.
the golf course.
They would have no problem if we wanted to put some kind of the, metallic or reflective strips in, you know, the webbing in that fence, that chain link fence, or even a
that'd be my
hash,
recommendation.
That's
you know,
easy.
the stop,
Very good idea.
yeah, so we got the okay from the golf course.
Yeah, I
if
was
we
gonna
want to
say,
do
that's,
that.
if they're cool with that, that's easy. I don't think for that specifically, I don't think we need anybody.
My recommendation would be to stop the people traveling eastbound
put a reflective, like dead end sign at the end, so when they're driving, they can see that, reflecting back at them, especially at night. And then I don't think there'd necessarily be a need to put a stop sign that direction. And, cause a dead end sign, I think would fix that problem. And then coming northbound, if we put something, like no right turn or something to that effect, I think that would resolve them turning to the right.
All right, I'll call the engineer anyway, just to let him know. what's up,
Absolutely.
what we're thinking.
Yeah, I know we want to try to alleviate
Right.
putting more clutter on
Yeah.
the corners. and
Yeah,
stuff.
my neighbor's not crazy about having a stop sign, so
Yeah.
that, I like the idea of the dead end and the reflective.
Yeah, as long as it's reflective and
So they can
bright.
see it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Especially if they have headlights and they're driving, they're gonna, so
100%.
that's.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable, so, and that's all we're looking is for some help from you.
Well, I agree with the chief. Let's try that.
I think
If that don't stop, and then maybe we have to put a stop sign up later. Are you good with that?
That's fine, that's,
Works for me.
Thank you, Neil.
okay.
Thank you. Matt Marini.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Matt Marini. I'm with my wife Kim. We're the owners at Irish Cousins. We're also here with Joyce Dabrowski from Dabrowski's. We've owned Cousins for the last 15 years. Joyce's, we don't know how long Joyce has owned Dabrowski's, but it's been a long time. I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about an incident that happened last year with a storm that impacted our intersection there. Back in October of 2025, there was a significant rainstorm. And we ended up with flooding coming into the basements, both at Joyce's and our place at Irish Cousins. We ended up with about 3.5 feet of water in our basement. We called AAA, which is our sewer and drain company, to come and help us, and they immediately told us it has nothing to do with us. There was something out blocking in the township sewers. They spoke to some of the folks that were on site, and I have talked to Spencer about this as well. We've traded messages. And eventually what happened is Lawrence Park Township contacted Wesleyville to have some guys come down with a jet cutter. And they had to take the manhole covers off and clear out whatever the obstruction was. And as soon as that happened, the water did start to recede in the basement, even though it did continue to rain for quite some time after that, but the water did go down. Eventually what happened is we had to replace our furnace, our AC unit, our hot water tank. We had to throw out about $2,000 worth of inventory that's kept in the basement. I know Joyce had a lot of costs involved at all. So we have tried to, find out how can we work with the township to help cover this, right? I mean, it's about a $17,000 bill that we had to deal with at Irish Cousins. That's a lot of money for us. We've tried to turn in insurance claims for our insurance, got rejected. We've actually tried to turn in insurance claims with Selective, I think, which is your insurance companies, and those have been denied. So we're running out of options as to what to do. So I'm here to ask to be reconsidered. And if there's anything that the township can do to help out the companies at that intersection. It's pretty clear that there was a blockage in the sewer, and it got cleared out with the jet cutter. We are talking to the state representative, Pat Harkins. We're trying to figure out what's the best route that we can go. Are there grants that we can apply for, those types of things? We're also talking to attorneys to see what other options we have that are available to us. So really what we're just trying to do is ask the township to reconsider the initial rejection and see if there's anything you guys can do to work with us to help mitigate some of the costs. That's all I wanted to bring up. Any questions from me? I'd be happy to answer. Pictures I have.
We do have a discussion item on the agenda.
It's not about this particular issue, no.
Okay. What are we gonna do about I thought we were going to look at a contract with somebody out and camera the sewers to see what we
Well,
need.
we are doing that, yes. So, I mean, and again, long-term for the whole township, one of the things we are looking to do is camera and map the entire system, just to determine where the issues specifically are. Because one of the problems you run into with sewers is and I'm not saying your situation specifically, but just in general, you could have a blockage that's 200 or 300 feet up a line. Right, but that is the net result is 2 or 3 blocks later, right? Because the system all flows gravity based. So, yeah, we are looking to do that and then to tackle any problem areas we find. But I don't know that that necessarily, addresses, specific issues.
Have you contacted PennDOT at all? Because I was there that night with the, and, we were able to get a little bit of the blockage, but it was jam packed all the way up, at least 4 foot deep.
Right.
And more, and then I did contact, PennDOT, the next morning, and they eventually came out and cleaned it out. Now, I don't know, would that
I don't know if it's the same incident you're talking about, Dale. Just because the incident you're talking about was storm sewers and, I believe, just being aware of Mr. Marini's incident, it was sanitary sewer, like it was sewage backup or
or a storm?
storm?
It was both.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the storm sewers overflowed and caused the sewage to back up into the basements. So
I have a question. What was the reason for the denial from the insurance companies that you guys had? I think
well, for me personally, on our insurance company, it doesn't cover sewer, rainwater overflow from a sewer back in. It just doesn't cover that. So we were denied that. And from your insurance company, it just said it wasn't your liability. I don't remember the exact wording on what the denial.
They said it was but there's,
Yeah, the selective insurance.
oh, they said that because it wasn't a reoccurring problem, but it is. It's not the first time. Probably like at least the third time, been like 1 to 2 feet. Haven't complained, haven't said anything. We took care of it. This time, just over the top.
Yeah.
This is just way over the top.
It's happened
I
2 or
lost
3
3 hot
times.
water tanks in the furnace.
Yeah, it's happened 2 or 3 times, but it's, you get 6 inches of water in there. Okay, we can deal with that. We're not gonna make a big deal about it. But when we had 3.5 feet of water and, it was floating around in the basement and, it was a pretty significant amount of water. Like I said, I have pictures I can share. I have documentation I can give to you guys if you're interested. I didn't make copies of it for this.
Do you have documentations of the previous incidents at all?
No, we didn't.
I'm just asking.
No.
But like I said, they weren't as significant as this. So, I mean, I could go back to Miller's because I had them down there at one point when one of them happened and have them write something up. It's like they have incident report still.
No, I was just curious more than anything. I'm sure it might be something that you want to gather.
Are we not looking to outsource the sewer work?
We are.
And wouldn't that help?
I mean, again, it would help the system. I do think, but again, the system, part of what we're planning to do is get it cameraed and mapped, and then to determine where the issues specifically are. But I don't know that.
But we have to realize there's 2 different systems.
Yes, there's
the sewer system,
exactly.
sanitary, and then
And-
storm. So
and-
there's
Right.
2 different entities on that.
And that's the issue too, was the rainfall event, did it have a lot of inflow and infiltration? I don't, there's no way to measure that specifically. Like we don't have any system by which we can measure, how much rainfall gets into our sanitary sewer system. We just don't have any way to measure that. But again, I just don't, those are things we are planning to do.
I think that's probably the best answer we can give you right now is we're gonna map them and outsource them. And once they map them, they can look at the issues and problems. I wonder also, that a lot of it is from our storm sewers on over. And we'll have to look into that
It
also.
wasn't just us, it was Bowers, the one next to it.
Yeah.
The only reason why the coffee shop didn't get it was because they had a big sub pump. That hit Hair Hut and the Great Escape on my side and Archer's all the way down to the end. So it wasn't just like literally us, it was all down Main Street. So there was, and again, they pumped that out, it receded, it rained till 1 in the morning and it didn't fill back up. So whatever was there blocking it, and as far as I know, there's an ordinance that says if it's in the middle, then it's the township's responsibility. And the manhole cover was popped, they pulled it out, and everything receded.
Well, I think the best answer we give you, we're gonna map them Try to update.
That's, I mean, again, long-term, that may be a fix. I just,
I think does it do any good to talk to our engineers about it?
sure, I'd be happy to do that. I mean, that is a discussion we're having with them. You know, but, yeah, that's what
Is there anything though that can be done to help reimburse the companies that have been impacted by it? I mean, it's obviously, it wasn't anything we did, but we've taken a pretty hard hit. And I think that's what we're looking at, is trying to get some help from the township, and how do we, you know, how do we overcome this financial hit?
You were told the town to help us.
Yeah.
Right when it happened, you were told at 9 a.m. I did, she did, and AAA supervisors.
Who was the one that told you that?
Kayla said that the township would help us. Because that woman told her, we all told her that there was that much water in the basement, that take pictures and we'll work with you. And that's what we were counting on. I mean, my water heaters were only, one was 2 years old, one was 1 year old, the other one was 3 years old. They're not old. But I wanted them fixed, and they said, no, we don't fix them. They've been sitting in the water for over 12 hours. They're compromised. They have to be changed. Otherwise, I would have just fixed those things.
Just same thing.
And the insurance company told you it was an act of God at that point, it's not covered.
Well, my insurance specifically told me that it's not covered, the stormwater runoff coming into the building is not covered under our policy. They told me to talk to your insurance company, which is what we did next.
Submitted this how many times to our insurance company?
Once each,
We did once each.
we each have a claim.
And I did send another letter stating how, why we were rejected was wrong, and asked for where did they come up with their determination to reject us, and I have yet to hear from them.
When did you put that bid in?
I did that in May, beginning of May. I sent out my call. I also sent a certified letter here explaining things too. So somebody got it here.
It's the best we could tell you tonight. We'll look into it. Certainly don't have an answer.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think we expected an answer or anything definitive. We just wanted to ask you guys to reconsider the original projection and see if there's anything we can do to work together to help this.
I know sometimes you have to apply twice to the insurance company. I mean, it's like anything else, they'll want to deny the claims initially, save that, you know, money on their end, and sometimes you gotta go repeat the process to go through it to get any.
We can do that.
Yeah, fine, if they're gonna appeal, if you can file an appeal with them on that.
Yeah, I
Well, I know
think,
that
as you
Joyce
mentioned, I don't
is
think we're gonna,
asking for
you know,
that.
solve this tonight.
No, I don't. But
No.
we're aware. Let's see what we can do.
Perfect.
I hear you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Greg Garn.
My name's Rick Garman. I live at 3806 Iroquois Avenue. My question is on the reports. Up for, if you start January and go back about a year and a half, when the minutes and everything were put on the website, you could see a combined report that gave us a police report, showed us the budget and any code thing that was submitted. All of a sudden, January, that went away this year. I just wondered if there's a reason.
There's no reason. I can add that to the website fairly easily.
And would there be any way to have the 3 top expenditures of the month added to the monthly meeting and read off?
Give them to me, I'll read them.
Well, I don't know what the
No, I'm sorry.
expenditures.
Pick a number, Rick.
I mean, just to keep us informed. Like,
Agree.
I went back and looked at the one that was there, and you could see, you know, what the surplus was and all that stuff, and where the money was being spent, just stuff like that.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't see a problem.
I didn't know if there was a reason it was deleted, to change the law or
That's
anything.
public record.
Okay, thank you.
That's the only people signed up. Anybody have a quick comment on anything they've heard? Very good. Under old business, A, division and possible action regarding proposed easement to Penelec for the servicing of power line.
I think we did, that come up briefly before.
Yeah, it came up last month. I don't necessarily, there's no issue that's been pointed out to me. With it, essentially Penelec is asking for an easement to address power lines that go, one goes over the creek and one goes, it's like above our maintenance garage. So that's what they've asked for. It's not something, last month, I think what we did was I don't know if it was officially tabled, but it was, just discussed it and there was no action that resulted from it. And Penelec has come back to me asking that we, continue that discussion. So I put it back on the agenda for people to consider. It is something that, it's very much up to you. You can, I can look to go back to Penelec. We can ask for some kind of compensation for this. That is possible. You can also, ask for more specificity with regard to the power lines that go over top of the building. But at the same time, the reading of the easement that at least I have indicates that they're really only addressing power lines. So I don't necessarily have an issue here from my perspective administratively, but it's for you all to consider.
Comment? I don't see why it's an issue.
It's
But they do it everywhere, don't they? I mean, whenever they have to service lines.
That's my position, but it's, I don't have, like I said, I don't necessarily have an issue with this.
Well, I see no reason not to let them do it. Do we need a motion to that effect?
Yeah. Yeah, you just need a motion to approve the easement, and then, so the phrasing would be a motion to grant the easement, and give me the authority to sign it.
That's everybody following that.
Make a motion to
Grant the easement.
grant the easement and with permission to enter the sign.
You're signing.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Discussion and possible action regarding approval of four-year agreement providing a school resource officer, SRO, services the Erie School District, which we do now. And this would be a new MOU.
So it's, we discussed it, can't remember if it was May 6th or May 13th right now. But we did talk about a new MOU. This draft reflects that. This is the draft that was sent to the school district. It reflects the updated payment structure, which, would set the rate or the fee for SRO service at $140,000 starting this upcoming school year, and then a 3% increase to reflect cost of these officers' service.
Chief, on that, sign that.
Spencer and I met with the superintendent and the business manager, and I agree with it, and I highly recommend. I think it's the best program we have in the township of PD, and you can't quantify the effects for the kids.
Agreed.
And we do have our school resource officer in the back, Officer Lewis.
Okay. Oh, no, is that good or bad? Yeah, I'm a fan. Somebody started that one.
I do remember.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, and the money's right and all those details have been worked out as far as
Yes, they.
payments.
Yes,
It
everything.
covers our investment.
And then some, yes.
Okay.
And we do have the longest standing school resource officer program, which is 26 years. It was started in 2000, so.
Right. Okay. Is there any reason not to move forward on this?
I have no objection or issue with the current draft. Our solicitor did review it. She was comfortable. I'm comfortable. It reflects what the school district was comfortable with. So there's no issues on my end.
We've always had a pretty good relationship there. It's a problem. Could I get a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding the Safe Schools Act compliance for the school year 2026-2027 between the district and the township? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion to make it.
Approve. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Done. Discussion and possible action regarding the approval of the purchase of E-Code 360 services for codification and online publication of township ordinance.
So this is something, we've actually talked about this a couple of times, if you remember it. Eco 360 is just a service that, so, you know, to give some examples, City of Erie, Mill Creek, Wesleyville, Edinburgh, most municipalities have moved to this service. All it is it's an online service where the township's, ordinances, codes, resolutions, can all go into this repository. They also codify it. So, they essentially, make everything make sense, right? So right now, our ordinances on our website only go through 2013, which means every ordinance passed since 2013 is not online. It just lives in binders in my office. So, I do think that Eco 360 also gives us an easy way when new ordinances are passed to quickly give that to them and they add it to our repository. So, I will only speak to this being a very, very popular program and something that a lot of very, very, I can't estimate exactly, but a large amount of municipalities have moved toward.
Okay. You're obviously in favor.
Yeah.
Familiar with it.
Yes.
Got to have a motion to approve the purchase of the E-Code 360 services.
I'll motion.
A second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Discussion and possible action regarding compensation for full-time public works, full-time employees.
Full-time employees. Just briefly talk about that. One of the things that we had discussed was this issue with the handbook changing the definition of full and part-time, full-time. Full-time went from 40 hours a week to 37 and a half hours a week, which resulted in approximately a 6.25% reduction in the amount of money our full-time public works employees were receiving. So now John Garman was given a raise in accordance with the new title, but there was discussion about changing the compensation rate for our other full-time public works employee just to match the additional responsibilities he's been given with recent resignations and to match, to essentially make his current compensation at the same level it was at prior to the change in the handbook.
So you're
Maybe it has something to do with disclosure date?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So odd.
Any discussion about that 6.25 being added to, we're talking about Tim economy.
Yes.
I opposed that initially a month ago. I talked with Mr. Cunningham. I do believe he is worth it. Obviously, he gets more work because we went from 3 to 2. He seems quite capable of doing the job. And I also found out he does have a CDL license, which I was not aware of. So I believe that we cut down some of the overtime or part-time hours. If he could go out and take care of business.
Sure. Yeah.
If there's a motion for additional 6.25 for Tim Cunningham, somebody makes a motion.
I will make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's the sewer maintenance. Possible action, possible action authorizing the township manager to solicit for bids, proposals, contracted sewer inspection and mapping service, which I was talking about.
Yeah. The board to do that, to send that out. I'll make that motion.
Second. I'll second, all in favor, aye, aye, opposed. Done. New business.
Discussion and possible action regarding bids received and opened on May 28, 2026 for the Township Road Construction Project on portions of Smithson Avenue, Howe Avenue Extension, portions of Friday Drive and Dobbins Road. We've got them here, I believe.
Yes, I'll just read them out, just for the record. We did read them at the bid opening, but just to go over it, we had three bidders, Glenn O. Hallbacker Incorporated, Joseph McCormick Construction, and Lindy Paving. Those bids, Lindy Paving came in at $284,113 for the project. Glenn Hallbacker came in at $264,042. And Joseph McCormick came in at $237,000 through $37,865. Sorry. So every bidder met all the bid specifications, but my recommendation would be that the township go with McCormick Construction as they were clearly below bid.
Any discussion on that? Better have a motion. You want a motion to approve the expenditure?
Yes, and to sign this contract.
Let's have a motion to sign the contract.
Do we need a motion to award the contract? We didn't award. So
Correct. Yeah, sorry, that's.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Done. Impossible. Direction of township store. Load bidding or advertised for bids if a formal bid is required.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna cost. So we need at least 4 storm sewer basins, completely overhauled. The initial quotes I got actually are really favorable. They were a lot less than anticipated. I did anticipate this would have to be a bidded project, but looking at it, I called a few other companies. It's coming in lower than I thought. So it may be something that,
What's the bid level?
yeah, so the threshold is, the mandatory threshold is $4,200, I think now. And so we were coming in, the quote I got was, between $3,900 and $4,200 per storm sewer. So it's gonna be close. I don't know. If it approaches the bidding threshold and it's going to be over it, then we will have to go through that process. If it's under that process or under that threshold, I have to do my due diligence and make sure I get multiple quotes, but, we're right at the line, so I'm just not exactly sure. That's why I phrased this.
What do you want to hear from us now, Spencer?
I just need your authorization to essentially move forward with this process, either to advertise for bids, or to essentially, hire someone.
Then the motion will be if it's under the threshold to go ahead and do it. That's what you want to
To
do.
execute a contract.
And if it's over the threshold, we'll need to put it out for bids.
Correct, yes.
Gotta have a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Possible action requiring reactivation of the Township Civil Service Commission for the purpose of establishing an eligibility to qualify police officer candidates.
Good. This is basically just a formality, just to have the list, in case there is, an opening of some sort. Currently, our list is dead. We have one person on there that, I don't believe is eligible for us to hire, so we need a new list, just to have a list in case something happens.
Which means testing.
Correct, yeah. The civil service would establish, and we have 2 members here. They would establish the list and then give us the list, and if we need to hire somebody, then we have a list readily available, and it'll cut the time for hiring.
They're reactivated. Are they dormant right now?
Yeah, essentially, the civil service doesn't, they don't necessarily need to meet unless we need them to create a list. So,
We still have people willing to be on the Civil Service Commission.
yeah, I think we have the requisite number of members. We have a few, yeah.
Larry?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Good, yeah. Or Rick, were you on it before also?
Was, yeah. I am.
They've both been on for what, 30 years?
Yeah. You're gonna help Larry then? Watch over him?
He needs help.
Yeah. All right. Then let's have a motion to reactivate the Township Civil Service Commission for the purposes we stated. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye, opposed? Discussion and possible action regarding the Township Police Collective Agreement, which expires at the end of 2026. I had got a letter from the bargaining unit, which I passed on to Spencer some time ago. And we can move on that anytime. And I think we might as well. They didn't ask for anything new. They asked a 5-year continuation at 3%, which is the current. They go down to COLA for the year will be higher than that. Anybody want to discuss that?
No.
Any comment from the unit?
No, sir. I'd like to make a comment. I can honestly say, the group of guys I have currently would walk through fire if you asked them. I think we've had the best department right now than we ever have. And I commend all those guys. They worked their butt off. We were shorthanded for a year. A lot of them complained. They all stepped up, came to me and said, what can I do to help? They would walk through fire. They give their lives to this community. I think, I would recommend that we agree with this.
So I didn't hire the best people when I hired people.
You did, but.
Anybody want to, any further discussion needed? Can I get a motion to approve CBA? Ends this year, 2026, will be extended for 5 years at 3%. Thank you. I'll second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Carried.
Then just briefly, we'll bring the actual draft agreement
Yeah.
at the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll have to sign on it.
Yeah.
Good. All right, let's finish it off here. Motion to approve application to use township parks to host Shakespeare in the Park. Public Shakespeare performances.
Rory Brady has been doing this multiple years for us. He does a great job. He puts on a great performances. He's tied himself with the America 250 program this year and the Historic Society. And so, generally speaking, this is something that I would recommend the township waive any fee for renting the facility because, I do believe it would be a public benefit.
What park, what facility do you?
So he was doing it, he's done it at different parks. I don't know if he told, Anna Mae, if he told you which park he's doing it this
He
year.
wants to do Napier Park.
Okay.
It would be the last week of June through the 2nd of July.
Yeah.
It's like 5 days. He would need access to the building that's down there ahead of time,
Mhm.
2 weeks before, so he can practice down there. And an unchaining of, I guess, the picnic tables that are down there, but it's all in Napier Park.
Okay. Yeah, he's done it at different parks, but Napier, I guess, this year.
By building, she doesn't mean the enclosed building, she means the pavilion at the north.
No, he needs the enclosed building.
Well, whatever he
Whatever
needs.
building he needs.
Yeah.
It's one tip, so it's,
Yeah, we
his
can,
people can change clothes.
Oh,
yeah, no issue for me.
Jay?
I'll make the motion.
All right. All in favor? Aye, opposed? Nay.
I do not need an executive session.
Okay, unfortunately, we did not.
It's on there as a placeholder unless there's something else I'm not aware of.
Not for me. So we get a meeting to adjourn. Motion to adjourn, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned at 6:59.